Yo, 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 yo. It's another podcast with your boys, Bill, James, and Tig's Excellent Adventure. This week, we're going to talk about
possible rule changes for the MLB and NBA.
The NBA Conference Finals.
And we're going to talk about how soft these NBA players are today. Whining, complaining. You know what I'm saying? It's all happening right here on episode 16. Bill, James, and Tig, bitch.
Bitch! Good catch.
Yeah, there's something on the
I
screen.
mean, I don't know what happened there, but it was just like,
Am I on?
yeah, we're
Yep,
all
there I
on.
am.
Check, baby, 1, 2, 3, 4.
That's right! Look at Ileana. She's like, what the fuck is going on? Because it's another fucking podcast! That's I got lightheaded on that one. Woo.
That was a long one. That was a good one.
It's your boys, Bill, James, and Tig's Excellent Adventure.
Welcome.
What's going
Number
on,
one
people?
podcast in all of the nation, all of the world, and all of the motherfucking universe.
And Galaxy.
We are Los Globos, senors.
See?
That's right way. I want to look. I've been asking a lot of my Spanish friends, what's way mean?
Foo.
And it's just like, yo, fool or man or nigga or anything that you really want to say.
Wait, what is...
They say it like that.
What
you
is
know
it?
what I'm saying? They say way. I've gotten like
It's G umlaut U-E-Y. And they're like, what's up, way?
Way.
Yeah. Hey,
It's
way.
pronounced way.
but they say like everything. It can't be fool. If you said fool
Yeah,
that
what
much,
up, way?
motherfuckers would say, hey, motherfucker, shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's not the same, but it's the same.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Oh, little tidbit. For
Little
you.
Espanol right there.
Little
You learn something
Espanol.
here.
Wait, what does Espanol mean?
Every fucking podcast,
Spanish?
you're going to learn something. That's right, baby. It's episode 16. Give yourself a round of
16.
applause. You've been
Sweet
hanging out with us
16.
for a
Holy
long time.
shit.
Chris James, I'm trying to tell you, I keep going to FedEx, different FedEx, but I got to go to one with the package already packed up because they won't let me send Colt 45s.
I think you have to lie to them.
I do. I have to lie to them.
Where does
I've
he
just
live?
learned.
Ohio.
They just
I
won't-
was going to say, like, give it to me, I'll just drop it off.
Yeah.
right. I would have did that already. if that was the case.
Should we do a road trip?
Road trip to
document
the
a
finals
road-
where the
if road-
Cavaliers make it.
If your
A
road,
road
trip,
trip to
means,
Ohio.
If your road trip means a flight 4 hours from LAX, economy plus, both ways, then yes, I'm ready for a road trip. But I'm not driving to Ohio.
What if we take a train to Chris James's?
Can we just? No, we ain't going. Oh wait, a luxury train?
Yeah. Look,
Hell yeah, I'm
man.
down. Bill and James and Tig's Excellent Adventure on the road.
Oh my goodness, that'd be so much
just
fun.
live stream the whole thing.
Hell yeah. My phone's
Facebook
got
Live.
enough battery for that. We can do it. So anyway, let's get it started, man. Let's talk about
what do we got here?
whatever you want to talk about. Let's go board roulette.
Okay, let's spin it. MLB. Oh, wow.
Nice.
Okay,
that
so
was
Bill, you wanted
beautiful.
to talk about the Cubs Atlanta game. So what exactly happened here? I actually watched the video here.
Man, I'm not gonna try to
there some-
pronounce his name on.
Don't try to.
Right.
I try to pronounce it looking at
It's
his
one
name.
some called. I'm not gonna try to.
Juan something called around, maybe? No, it's not called
No,
around.
no.
Fuck, I
Anyway,
know.
so the Cubs played Atlanta this past weekend and yesterday, and there were last night the Cubs won 3-2, I believe, and there was a controversial call at home plate as well as at third base too in the game. So.
Now, hold on. Don't they have instant replay for this?
Oh, this is the thing. So,
yeah.
so this guy that we can't pronounce, he was heading to home, and the Cubs threw it into their catcher. It's just going to slow us down. Let's not try to do it. So he slides in the home. The catcher gets the ball, and there's a play at the plate. And you know, he's called out by the ump. The ump's right there, staring at the play, calls him out. And everyone's like, you look at it from afar, like in real time, and at first glance, I go, he's safe. Mm-hmm. Calls him out. So they put it on instant replay. And they spend a good, 6 hours on it. And everybody that's watching, and if you watch the replay, sees that his hand hits home plate before the tag hits
Way
either
before.
his helmet, if that's what they're saying, or his shoulder. Way before.
And New York still called it in and said, hey, he's out.
And called it out.
Which, the reason I
Corrupt.
wanted to talk about it is because that's just, to me, the reason that Major League Baseball has fallen by the wayside in the ratings is because the last 10 years, NFL has had instant replay challenges. NBA has adopted instant replay challenges in the last 2 minutes of every quarter.
And it's not even challenges. They just like review any questionable call.
Right, but they do have challenges, though, too. A coach can challenge, but it's at the end of the game.
Oh, okay.
At the very end of the game.
Yeah.
You can only do it within the last 2 minutes. But yes, they review certain plays throughout the game anyway, to your point.
Yeah.
They're just way ahead of the game, and Major League Baseball had to be pushed into it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They had to be forced into instant replay, and they just had it like 3 years, and they still can't get it right.
I mean, it was terrible. There was a play at third base in the same exact game that was even worse than this call, like more obviously safe at third base, and they called this guy out, but they already lost their challenge at home plate, so they couldn't review this play. And so this is my big question with the idea of refs and umps and stuff like that. So for baseball, especially to me, I'm fine with it going to technology and robots. Strikes and balls.
No umpires.
No umps. Strikes and balls should just be strikes and balls, and plays like that should get it right. With like football and basketball, the variables actually add a little bit to the game. The NFL, those would be 5-hour games if we called a holding call every single
I
play.
agree with you.
You're right.
You know? Baseball, I think we can actually benefit from this technology to
because
get it right.
yeah, because it's not a contact sport and it's very black and white. It's just, did this ball get to the plate before or after? Very just like I said, black and white.
Yeah.
Football and basketball, it's an energy kind of thing. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, this game we can be a little more physical. This game they're calling it everything pretty tight, so we got to lay off a little bit.
Yeah.
I would agree with that.
I would agree with that, but this is where I've always, since this is our first season on the show,
Right.
being in baseball season.
Right.
This is the first time I get to say this on wax, but I've always said that they need to have a combination of the two. They need to keep the umpires out there, but they need to have computers, robots, if you will, doing the calling. I can call it a strike because I'm looking at this and it's telling me the data.
Yeah, like if you watch a
Not-
baseball game, they already have like the tracker
The
on,
pitch
you
count
know?
tracker, yeah, they show you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
balls
it's just
and
like,
strikes.
I guess the umpire disagrees with our perfect technology here.
I guess
Well,
the umpire
also,
strike zone's a little
are-
bit
yeah,
wider
yeah,
today.
yeah.
It's
There
like,
are-
no, it shouldn't be. It
There are
should always be the
situations-
strike zone.
There are situations, though, where there are certain corners that umpires are going to give you. Like, you know what I mean? So, for the pitcher, there are certain corners that the umpire is going to give you, and that changes from game to game. That's why I say you got to have an umpire reading the data. So, there can be a counter, a visual counter, but let the umpire be the one counting it. And the guys out there in the field, the umps out there in the field, they just got to be better, because that's still not going to stop what happened yesterday.
Oh, the third base call, like that's all on the ump who
Right.
was right there. It's not like there was any blockage of it, and you see in the replay, and the guy obviously didn't tag him before his foot hit, and then tagged him a long time after he was almost standing on the base.
Right.
But they couldn't review it because they already
already
blown
lost their challenge.
Yeah, and they lost by 1 run.
Yeah, as somebody who used to play baseball, and used to watch it all the time as a kid, I feel like the game is just so much more sloppy. Everybody's trying to hit a home run.
Yeah.
Base runners don't know when to stop running, don't know when to start running.
Oh,
It's less
man.
surgical.
It's less surgical. It's less cerebral, and you need it to be. It's a calculated game. It's one of the hardest games in the world to play. That's why you have very few people who are very successful at it.
Yeah.
Real quick, it reminds me of a game. I think it was like 4 or 5 years ago. A pitcher was throwing a perfect game, and in the bottom of the ninth or top of the ninth, he's still pitching his perfect game. He gets the hitter makes contact and runs to first, and it was they clearly threw him out, but the umpire said safe. And a few hours after the game, he's like, "I robbed that kid of a perfect game. That was my mistake. I fucked up." Dude, a perfect game that happens, 1% of the time in a season.
Yeah. That kid's only opportunity to ever throw a perfect game, probably ever.
One of the greatest feats in baseball, just robbed from him because of an umpire.
I don't feel bad for him because, that's happened for 120 something years.
Yeah,
but it wouldn't happen if there was.
The point is that there is now the technology, and at that point in time, there is the technology to get it right. And now that they even are using the technology, they still aren't getting it right.
That's the other thing.
That's really the problem.
How many guys are looking at that replay for how long to still
that
get
means
it
you
wrong?
need to fire everybody who's up there. That's it. Point blank, just fire everybody who's up there, hiring a whole new umpire.
And they got, what, like 10
staff.
plus cameras on the view from what they're looking at, apparently, and they still get the call wrong when everyone at home is watching with 1-2 cameras and can clearly see that this guy
There
is
needs
safe.
to be a serious demotion. Like, they need to be demoted back to the minors, move some other umps up.
There needs to be some punishments.
consequences.
There
for
needs to be
these
consequences.
Some checks and balances.
Yeah.
Yes, you have to.
I'm fine with that in the NFL and the NBA too. Like the NBA, saying they get the call wrong after the next day, they should be fined for that.
They only do that because of
a little slap on the
Donaghy.
wrist.
They only do that because of Donaghy.
Oh, I thought you said docking,
Donaghy.
and then I went to something sexual. And I
Oh
was
no,
like,
sorry, no.
Oh, these guys are docking too?
No.
That takes
There's so
two.
many sexual terms. So they're taking over. They're taking over actual language.
Well, Tim
'Cause
Donaghy
I like
does.
my Pinot blurry.
Tim Donaghy does sound like a sexual predator name.
It does. Shout outs to him.
Fuck that guy.
Fuck that guy. Fuck that
And,
guy.
he was only doing what every other referee is doing.
Yeah. So we all agree that, maybe the MLB could benefit from a
Let's make some advancements.
more technological.
Yeah.
Wait.
Drag their ass out of the fucking Stone Age and come on and play with the big boys.
Mm-hmm. Technology
anyway,
can only benefit that.
Now that we've given 10 minutes,
I think it's the
to
longest we've
fucking
ever talked about baseball. on this
baseball.
show.
Well, it's something I actually have something to say.
Yeah, no, I actually, when Bill sent that, I was like, oh, this is actually a great segue to talk about
I got softballs in my back pocket for y'all.
and the umps, and then robots.
I can't throw them out all the time because then, what would the show be?
Yeah. Robinson
It
could
would just be me
know
throwing lighters on the ground.
80 game suspension for steroids.
After he realized he was hurt,
Yeah.
he stopped his.
That dude's getting paid so much money this year. He's just like, yeah, I'm going to take a vacation. This is great. Thank you.
Well, I'll
No, he
say
doesn't get paid.
He doesn't get paid during this?
no during his,
No, not during a suspension.
Suspension
You get
for
fined
PEDs.
the whole check. You don't get those checks when you're suspended.
But
How
the
much
thing
money
is,
has he already
those are
made,
game
I
checks.
guess,
he's-
with his stupid contract?
He's ridiculous. He's
already
set for
rich.
life.
Forget this contract. He was rich on the last contract. He's fucking rich.
But he he was appealing it, and then he got hurt, and he was like, "Ah, fuck the appeal. I'll just serve it."
Yeah.
But this is why I really don't watch baseball. Anyone who has a crazy good year in a few years is just going to get busted for PEDs.
College football.
Yeah, because that shit's
happens the same way.
amazingly
It still
way
happens the
more
same-
entertaining.
It's the exact same thing. NBA, same thing.
It's way more entertaining.
Yeah,
than-
once they
NBA
start
just does a great
cracking it
job
down
of
on the
making-
NBA,
NBA does a great job.
and everybody, right?
Well, NBA players do a great job of going to. They keep information within each other. Like, they communicate better, is what I'm trying to say, amongst each other than NFL players do, and better than Major League Baseball players do. Like, NBA players got a whole system going on, man. And you saw when they put in the HGH testing that everybody lost like 60 pounds. Everybody was like, paleo diet. Paleo diet. Paleo diet. Paleo diet. I just
do
lost
remember
60
that.
pounds in 2 months. I don't know
They're
how
probably
it
like,
happened.
hey, whenever you do, just don't test LeBron James. Whatever you do, we
LeBron
really
James
need him
specifically lost 60 pounds. 2 months. Jesus Christ.
right now.
Posted an
But
Instagram
then he
picture
gained
of
a
himself.
ton of weight, didn't
Oh,
he?
yeah. It was when he all of a sudden was having back problems, and then he had
Yeah.
to go to Miami for 2 weeks.
Huh.
Then he came back, and he was amazing again. It's crazy.
Put on 30 pounds of muscle.
Crazy. Crazy.
Interesting.
I don't know. But anyway,
Anyways,
but people like Carmelo lost weight too, so
and he still looks fat.
You still got that. He's still a slow fatty.
He never lost that baby weight.
Yeah.
He's
He
still
never
trying to
did.
burn off that baby weight. A little
know,
baby fat.
we might not. We're gonna have to have a rule. We cannot talk about Carmelo Anthony anymore until he actually does something.
So
Can do.
we will never talk about Carmelo Anthony ever again.
Yeah, he's gonna
That
cash
may
in.
be possible. That may be possible. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying we right now declaring we will not be talking about Carmelo Anthony
Can do.
anymore.
Gladly.
Yeah, I'm completely
Until he does
fine
something.
with that. I'm completely
Until he does
fine with that.
Anything
yeah.
else on MLB?
No. Just make sure refresh everyone's memory. I did choose the Washington
White.
Nationals to win the World Series this year, and they're without their full lineup. They're looking nice. It's a nice the Washington
I
Nationals.
want to remind everybody that I'm a Red Sox fan and I will not be picking any World Series winners until
The playoffs.
July.
Oh, okay.
till July, till after the All-Star break.
Yep.
Yeah, that's when the real season starts. But I'm just saying right now, I just want so everyone just is aware
On the record.
on the record that I'm still taking Washington.
I don't want to
To
jinx
World
my
Series.
team into losing, becoming last place, like losing like 25 games in a row or some shit. and going
Like my
in
White
last
Sox
place.
did last year.
Yeah. I'm not.
We're doing
trying
the
to
opposite this
specifically.
year, though.
I'm
I
not
love it.
specifically talking about the White Sox, but
Yeah, we like to win 10 games this year.
Wow.
Right in the beginning.
We are really still talking about the Major League Baseball.
We are. Yeah. Okay, let's move on. Does anyone have anything to say about the NFL? I really don't. I was looking at
Man, I
like,
want to
got
say
nothing.
something about what's his name?
Des Bryant.
No, what's his name?
DeMarco Murray.
No, the dude, the offensive tackle from the Eagles. What's his name?
Oh.
John Looney or some shit.
Is that the guy saying that they got the biggest steal in the draft or something?
Like, nah, he was just like talking shit about the. Hold on. He was talking shit. What's that motherfucker's name? Anyway, offensive lineman for the.
What was he saying?
He was saying that Belichick was talking shit about
yeah.
their coach and talking shit to their coach, and he just doesn't like the Patriot way because of this blah 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 blah. My whole thing is nothing to nothing. Even if everything that he said is true, why is he? I mean,
gives a shit?
given
They
that
won
it was
the
on
Super
Stone
Bowl.
Cold Steve Austin's podcast. Shout out to Stone Cold Steve Austin.
It's a good
316. Stump
I haven't
a mud
listened to it. Is
hole
it
in
good?
your ass. Mm-hmm. Stump a mud hole in your ass.
Stone Cold Stoner? He used to be my favorite.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
He's the man.
He's my favorite too.
Yeah. He's everybody's favorite. If he wasn't your favorite, you was probably getting beat up in school. If you don't know who he is, you were probably getting beat up in school. So anyway, he was giving a lot of heat because he was like, blowing a lot of smoke because he was on that podcast, obviously. But my whole thing is, bro, you shouldn't even be talking about the Patriots. You won the Super Bowl. You
Right.
should be
You should stop
talking
talking.
about your new players that you just got. You should be talking about how much you believe in Nick Foles for the first part of the season because you're.
Are you that
starting
desperate to
quarterback
get
won't be
into
there.
like the media and have a story about
Exactly.
you that you have to fucking say something like
The
that?
linemen get no love. All right, they barely have they don't have any stats.
He's trying to ride this train out, and I appreciate his vigor, but he also has a job to do, and there's this thing called a Super Bowl hangover, something he's never gotten to be a part of because this is his first Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I believe the Patriots were in the Super Bowl
2 years in a
the
row.
year before. Exactly. So you need to get your shit together, buddy.
Yeah.
Because
Stop
all this
talking
shit talking you're doing, people are going to talk about this day in history when you were talking shit.
When the Patriots win the championship.
When the Patriots win the Super Bowl. Or when the Eagles don't make the playoffs.
Right.
Because that's what historically happens to teams that win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So that's all I want to say about the NFL.
Yeah.
Unless y'all got something else to say.
I got nothing. I
Y'all
know that
mentioned Dez Bryant. What happened with Dez? What happened?
Dez
Still
turned
a
down
free
that
agent?
Ravens contract. 'Cause I think he's waiting for a 1-year contract that's worth more money. He should probably just go to Washington.
He's waiting until after the
Just
draft, I think.
Just go to Washington or the Giants.
He doesn't
So-
want to attend OTAs anyway. So
Yeah.
he's just
Oh, no,
waiting
he's gonna
until
hold
after the
out.
draft, I think.
But he wants to play the Cowboys as much as he can.
He wants to play him twice. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
He's waiting until after the draft.
What is that? 28?
That
Yes.
just happened.
He is.
28?
He is.
He's got some years left. He certainly does.
That just
Someone's
happened
gotta
now.
grab
So
him.
now he's just waiting to see
where he'll get the most playing time.
Yeah, exactly. Where the playing time and the most money is going to come up.
Go to Washington, man. Just go to Washington. Be the guy there. Because you're not going to beat
Washington.
Odell
Well, you know
Beckham
what?
for targets. That's
He
for
shouldn't
sure.
go to Washington because Alex Smith isn't going to throw him open. He
No, he's
needs to
perfect for
go
Alex
to
Smith.
Green Bay, or he needs
No,
to
he
go.
turned down Green Bay.
I know, but I'm telling you what he needs to do.
He did not turn down. He turned down Green Bay.
He said he doesn't want to play in Green Bay.
He needs to go to
Fucking
Green
idiot.
Bay.
Oh man, I was the biggest fan of him. How can you
why
turn
he
down
turned it
Aaron Rodgers?
Because he doesn't know nothing about offense. I'm telling you, he's got
Man.
no.
Actually, you know
route
what it
tree.
is.
He's got no route tree, so he can't go play in.
That's true. He
in
is.
Green Bay because
Yeah.
they route treed out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
their running game is short passes, and he is not a speed guy. He never really was. That's why I say he didn't really lose anything. But he is a box out red zone guy, which I
Yeah.
think would fit well with Alex Smith in
He hasn't been
Washington.
for the last 3 years though.
I don't think Alex Smith can take all the yelling from him, though. He'll probably like break
I
down.
think
That's
Des
true.
Bryant
mess
is
with
done.
his psyche a little too
To
much.
be honest, I think he's done.
No.
I guarantee.
I mean, I
he's
think
not
he'll get
done.
a contract this year, but I think he's done.
He's definitely like on the way down from skill level.
I think he's done.
Watching him play last year, he couldn't get open.
Couldn't get open the last 3 years, bro.
Anything.
And his drops went crazy
His drops
last
were
year.
nuts last year.
Well, let me go on the record. Bounce back year from Des Bryant, wherever he goes.
Nice.
Guaranteed better yards and or touchdowns than last year. It won't take much, but
it's like when Steve Smith left the Panthers and everyone thought
I
he
would
was
see that,
done.
yeah.
I'm not rooting against Dez. It's just that he hasn't. I don't unless he's going in
No, I agree with
study
you,
and
yeah.
learning how to be a better wide receiver. I don't think he's going to be able to do anything to be more successful. He can't go deep anymore, and I know all he has is a comeback or a fade to the right. Well, if that's what I know as a defender, then I don't have to do anything.
He's strong. He's strong.
and he jumps high and he boxes
He
out.
can't jump high anymore. That's why he had the last 2 years.
I'm going to say next year,
devastatingly.
800 yards.
You know why he can't jump high anymore?
6 touchdowns.
I think that would be a better year than last
You
year.
said 800 yards, 6 touchdowns.
I mean, that's being nice
I'm going to
to
go
him.
300 yards,
Oh, my God.
2 touchdowns.
Let's remember this during
Yes,
football
please.
season. This is fun.
I'm going to
This is
go
fun.
300 yards, 2 touchdowns, and that's if he gets a contract. We're talking about a guy who doesn't even have a team yet.
He'll get a contract. He'll get a contract.
But what was his stats last year?
I think he had like 6 touchdowns
Yeah.
and 500 yards or something like that.
That's terrible. I'm not too
It
far
was
off
pretty
of
bad. It
his.
was
I'm
pretty
not
bad.
too far off of his actual total from last year.
Here, let me check.
2 touchdowns to 6 touchdowns is
I
a big.
mean, that's
300 yards to 500 yards.
That is a lot.
That's not. That's
You
not
said
that.
200.
I said 300.
300 yards.
300 yards, 2 touchdowns.
I'll say this while he's looking up.
okay. So last year he had 800 yards and 6 touchdowns.
So you basically saying he's gonna
A
have the
repeat
exact
year.
same
The
year.
same year, which was a pretty shitty year.
I'm saying.
So I'm going to say he just stays where he's at,
Oh.
but he just finds another team, I guess.
well, then if
I don't know
he
if he's
had
gonna do it.
800 yards last year, I'll say he'll have 500 yards,
Okay, this is
2 touchdowns.
Till's 2 touchdowns. What about you, James? You
2
think he breaks
touchdowns.
1,000 yards?
Either 1,000 yards and or 8 touchdowns.
6
touchdowns.
touchdowns, bro. That's terrible.
He's a
Yeah,
red
for a
zone guy.
superstar?
Guys,
For the
he
number
was
one?
never a speed guy.
Yeah, he was. That was how
No,
he.
he wasn't.
He put up big old stats, though.
That-
he was. You know what
He
he
could
wasn't?
go
He wasn't
by
a drop the
most-
ball guy. He was a catch the football guy.
He could still go. He couldn't. He wasn't a speed guy, but he could go by most guys in the most corners in the NFL. He could. And then when he would get there, he would go up and get the ball.
Look.
But the thing is that the reason he's not good anymore is that's all he ever learned how to do in the NFL. You have the reason Larry Fitzgerald is still playing and probably will play for the next 3 years.
Oh yeah, Larry's never
is
gonna
because
stop. I love Larry.
he can do everything on the field that a wide receiver is asked
Larry
to do.
runs routes. He gets open. You
And
know?
he has
Antonio
magnets for
Brown-
hands.
Antonio
And he is,
Brown.
yeah.
Antonio
he doesn't
Brown,
drop the ball either, so he gets some targets.
Antonio Brown might play until he's like 33, 32, 35, something like that.
Yeah.
Wide receivers
Yeah,
usually don't play
100%.
that long because he's got every route in the book.
Yeah,
He
he's
can
a
do
route
it.
runner, man. You need those
Dez
guys.
has 2 moves. 2.
Box out in the red zone.
But I think he's been doing that. Yes, his speed has gone down, but that's He never really a speed guy. He
But his
boxes
lift
out.
has gone down because of his broken foot that he played through
That
for 2
injury,
seasons,
yeah,
and
that
that now
injury is
has
bad.
made it to where he is not. I mean, he's done. He's done.
Every year.
And it's
He's
not-
also a running back. He's also a wide receiver in a running back's body.
My whole point is, look, he has played
Big boy.
way longer than he should have. I mean,
28 is still pretty young.
but look at the average.
But-
the average NFL player plays for 3 seasons. He should look at it as he's fortunate to have played this game
Just hang it up.
and hang it up right now because
I can't wait for the Des Bryant reality show. That's going to be great.
I can't wait in 6 months to show how wrong you guys are. I'm the biggest Des Bryant fan, but of course I'm biased, man. He's a
What's
shit
your
talker. He throws up the X.
what was your prediction for his?
Either 1,000 yards and or 8 touchdowns.
So let's go 8 and over
He's
1,000.
he's going over in one of those categories.
So you're saying he's gonna go over?
You know,
at least-
I'll say 800 yards, 8 touchdowns.
So you're saying yeah.
So basically the same
Same
season.
season.
Same season, but the touchdowns will go up.
Just 2 more touchdowns?
Over 8.
Ezekiel Elliott won't be hogging
we're
the
saying
ball.
Let's just say it. You're gonna give him 10 touchdowns.
No, that's way too much.
Oh, come on.
This guy's so slow.
He can't get. It's like, oh shit, man.
He ain't that-
He can't even jump no more.
He talks so much shit to his quarterback. He's like, fuck this
Can't
guy.
run routes. He can't jump no more.
He'll probably
He's
get-
old.
He'll probably
Double
get
digit
benched.
touchdowns. Are you crazy?
He probably won't play in one game.
Anyway,
Oh, man. So shout out to Des Bryant.
Shout out to Des. Good luck next year, buddy. We're kind of rooting for you.
What about Lamar Jackson? Y'all think Joe Flacco gonna lose his job?
Thank you for bringing Lamar Jackson. I think I'm the most excited to see him play, and I hope that he does play because I think the Ravens got a deal on Lamar Jackson. by
do you
getting
guys know how many more years Joe Flacco has on his contract?
him. Is this the
This-
last?
I don't know,
This is
'cause
the last.
This is the last.
This is the last dragon.
Then I'm excited for Lamar Jackson too, because I am a big Joe Flacco hater.
Hate.
He got the Super Bowl MVP, and then they had to pay him, and now they've been stuck with a bad quarterback.
Well,
I'm excited to see the future.
I am a fan of Joe Flacco's bet on me attitude. You
Okay.
know, he went out there. He said, because he's turned down the contract that they offered him. That's how the story goes. And then he went out there and won that thing. That's kind of like saying, like turning down the sure thing. Like a girl like came up to you and she's like, I want to marry you. And you was like, yeah, I want to marry you too. But I think I can get like a wayfinder bitch.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then motherfucker goes out and then actually does it. Like you hate that dude, but then he actually did it, and you're like, oh, well,
well, good on you.
good for
Yeah.
you,
Yeah.
right? You know, so you just kind of just like okay, but then after that, nothing really goes well because that girl wasn't really for him. You know,
Yeah.
they wasn't really meant to be. And that's what Joe Flacco is for the Ravens. They
Yeah, they fucked up.
didn't really love him like that.
No, not at all. Not at all. Lamar Jackson had like 98 touchdowns in 2 seasons in college. He ran for 1,500 yards and 1,600 yards in 2016 and 17. That's a guy I want to see play in the NFL.
He's an athlete.
He's an athlete.
Yeah.
Let that boy run. Let him fucking throw. Teach him how to be accurate. Let's go.
And if I'm not mistaken, he fell because of character issues or something, or because his mom's his agent or something.
Yeah, his mom was his agent. So he fell because he's black. Fell because he's a black quarterback. That's just what happened.
Yeah.
But
it's not like he threw a ton of interceptions either. He had like 10 picks and 9 picks
he's
in
good.
the 2
He
seasons.
played in a terrible conference. That's the only thing I can hold up against him.
Yeah.
Well, with the 32nd pick, that's a good value
Look,
pick.
he was my
Great
top 5
value.
quarterback. He was Bill James Tiggs, Excellent Adventures, top 5 mock draft.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
But, you know,
You're high
like,
on
you
Lamar.
know, they got the steal. They got the steal in the draft to me, the Ravens.
And Ravens have a good wide receiver core, or what? Who do they have?
They got a good wide receiver core. They got a lot of speedy guys, a lot of athletic, speedy guys, but they got Joe Flacco throwing them the ball. And that's really been the problem. He is terrible.
I just like Flacco's wacko. I've been saying Flacco's wacko for the last 4 years.
yeah, he
got-
has been. That's been like Flacco is wacko.
I've been trying to like get it to
He's been
spread.
trying to get it. Hashtag Flacco is wacko.
I'm trying.
Hashtag Bill James the T.
Yeah.
I mean, he has the
Flacco's
big
Flacco.
arm, and I don't see much else.
That's it.
Man,
Rex Grossman had a big
Joe
arm. I love comparing
Flacco
people to Rex
has the
Grossman
biggest-
when people say, like, oh, he has a great arm. Rex Grossman had a great arm.
Yeah.
It
Did
doesn't
you
make
just
him a
mention
good.
Rex Grossman
I
right
try to mention him any opportunity I possibly can. Sexy Rex, he had a great arm, but
Look,
that doesn't make him a good
He
quarterback.
didn't have a good as arm as Joe Flacco does, though. Joe Flacco can throw that thing like 100 yards with it on his back foot.
I think
with big black men.
it's funny
chasing
you
him.
said that. I'm pretty sure Sexy Rexy threw for 110 yards on his butt. So I think he's got Joey Flacco there.
You know who it reminds me of? It reminds me of Dwight Howard. And this will be a teaser because I'm going to talk about him later. But Dwight Howard always said he was working out so hard in the gym. And I'm like, who cares? Like, what are you going to do? Launch your free throw into the 300 section? Like, why don't you work on your free throws instead of just pumping iron? There's more to being an athlete in a certain sport than just bench pressing 1,000 pounds.
Man, he be shooting. I looked at his Instagram page once. He be in the gym shooting. You know what it is?
Have you seen his averages?
You know,
This year?
Yeah.
I'm agreeing with you. I'm just saying, you know what the problem is?
Sorry.
I'm trying to get you drunk. Drink more wine.
We're not drinking
James.
beer today. We're drinking wine.
We're
today.
getting fancy today on the show and drinking a little vino.
Pinky's up.
Pinky's
But
up.
yeah, Dwight Howard sucks because of this. Because
He had a really good year this year, by the way.
He had a
On a
decent.
non-playoff team.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, for him, but like statistically, he had
But
a really
it's
good year for
because
himself.
when the lights are on, certain players turn into dust. They wilt.
Oh yeah,
They wilt.
Are we going to change to the NBA? Because I have plenty
We
to
are.
say
We're
on
talking about the NBA.
yeah. Let's
right
go.
here.
Let's get into the NBA.
The NBA.
Oh yeah.
Boom shakalaka!
He's on fire.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. That's the music, like dun dun dun. Because you know who we about to talk about first. That,
Dwight Howard.
Who are we talking about first?
no, because we talking about the playoffs, baby.
Playoffs.
He's hitting us.
Oh yeah, and we're gonna talk about today. We're gonna talk about
The
Cleveland Cavaliers.
Oh, we're going
Okay,
right
okay.
into it. Let's go right into it.
It's looking so bad, and I'm at the risk of looking like an absolute ass clown
I don't think we ever
on-
risk that. I
on
don't think,
Thursday.
I think we're pretty shameless on this show.
on Thursday because this was pre-recorded. I'm thinking motherfucking Cleveland Cavaliers only win one game at home. The Celtics finally win an away game worth something. Actually win. Don't give it away like 76ers. I think Cleveland's gonna get beat up, man. They're getting beat up.
And they're crying about it. They're crying about being like they're crying about Boston being too physical with them. And this is something I wanted to bring up last show is the NBA being so soft now. Like back in the day, like this is just the way it was. You get bruises, you get physical down there. And the fact that Tyronn Lue referred to it as gooning, like even though he was saying they need to be like physical up with them, but he called it gooning for lack of a better term, I guess. But to refer to it as gooning, no, it's just playing basketball. It's playing defense. It's playing hard.
They really
Boston's
aren't even playing
right
hard.
now.
Like they're not even playing that physical. I mean, they're just playing hard, like you said.
Yeah, LeBron like gets hit in the head. I'm sorry, man. That's what happens when you go down low, man. You're
And you
gonna
know-
get hit.
I don't
It's
think.
all right.
You think that was intentional, James?
I know.
The hit?
There's no way that was intentional.
Well, who gives a fuck? This is not the
Tatum hit.
thing.
Yeah,
No.
Tatum.
That
I'm
was
just saying. There's people who are saying that.
No,
so
not
I'm
at
just
all.
saying.
if
Not
you
at
like
all.
Yeah.
watch the replay, he's just playing ball.
Yeah, but to go with what you're saying, the NBA definitely is soft because the players, they really try to sell that they were flagrantly fouled. They literally try to get people kicked out of the game. They
Yeah.
they get hit in the head, they hit the floor, they tumble, and then they stay down on the floor because they're like, they know the refs are going to be like, oh, let's go review this, and and hey, there's a chance that a star player like DeMar DeRozan gets kicked out of the game.
I'm gonna propose a Bill James and Tiggs excellent adventure rule change to the NBA.
Wait, can we still not talk about Melo? Because I don't want to talk about Melo anymore.
Oh, no.
Oh, great.
Yeah, I'm not talking about who.
This is an actual NBA rule that he
I don't
wants
know
to
who you're talking
propose.
about.
I thought it was a rule on the show again.
Now, you just said, because you just made me forget what I was about to say. You just said,
That the players try to sell that they were flagrantly fouled to try and get players kicked out of the game.
And I believe that the NBA should institute a rule where whoever was flagrantly fouled should be able to have the ability to say whether or not they want to accept the flagrant foul.
Ooh.
Like in the NFL, when you can
Accept the
decline
penalty.
a penalty. There's certain penalties you can't decline, but you should be able to waive off certain flagrants, like unintentional hit to the head.
Yep.
You could tap a dude on the head on accident
Yeah.
and get kicked out of the game
Mm-hmm.
in the NBA. In a playoff game, like that could be the end of your season.
Like the players and the coaches could protect the players from bad
So
calls.
so let me so on the DeMar DeRozan, whoever Clarkson got hit.
right.
They eject flagrant 2. You're out. They can go to Tyronn Lue or Clarkson or LeBron
Right.
and be like, "Do you want this to happen?"
Yeah. Right. Do you feel it was egregious enough to warrant an ejection?
I mean,
and
what-
then they can say, see, and the reason I say that because if you put that on the other team, then that puts pressure on them.
I mean,
they
it
gotta
does,
go.
yeah. Do I want to be the...
Yeah, we want him out here because
do I want to be the pussy that said, yeah, that was too hard
Yeah.
to get him out?
That's a great rule.
Toughen up the game.
Can I
Yeah.
say a quick story?
Yeah.
2001.
This is what this is for.
2001 NBA playoffs, Kings versus the Lakers. Chris Webber gets super pissed off about something, and you can see Kobe in the background saying like, "Don't throw that ball! Don't throw that ball! You're gonna get kicked out." And he wanted Chris Webber, their best player, to stay in the game because he wanted to. He
wanted the competition.
Their best. So quick shout out to Kobe Bryant, one of my top 5 faves. Anyway, I agree with that rule. Accept or decline the ejection.
I mean, that would be interesting. I would love to see which coach would say
Mm-hmm.
no. Like, if someone was like, "Hey, should LeBron James get kicked out of the game in a Game 7 of the NBA Finals?" and Steve
Right.
Kerr goes, "No, why don't you keep him in?
Oh.
Why don't you?"
Cold-blooded.
Right. That was some cold-blooded shit. But, there's never going to be a situation
Yeah.
where that'll ever happen.
I
NBA
would love to see that.
I'd love to see LeBron James get 5 fouls in one NBA Finals series.
Does he?
I'd like to see that happen.
Has LeBron James ever fouled out of a game?
Not in the
That'd
NFL,
be a
not
good-
in the NBA. Yet he's been ejected from a game, and yes, he has fouled out of a
He has
game.
fouled out.
But not in a playoff game?
But not in a playoff
Yeah.
game, and definitely not in the NBA Finals game.
I mean, the amount of offensive fouls that happen when he drives to the basket are
Bro,
just
Yeah.
unbelievable.
offensive fouls. Fuck that. There's you people, you can YouTube this if you want to, my friends. There's a video, excuse me, I burped. There's a video of LeBron James as a Miami Heatle,
Is it Heedle?
as a Miami
Miami
Heatle,
Heatles.
cussing out a referee after he gets called for a foul, which was obviously a foul. And you can YouTube it and type in YouTube.
I think I have seen this.
LeBron James calls referee a bitch ass nigga.
Yeah.
And he's like,
Oh wow.
it's like through the entire, it's a 2-shot foul. So through the entire 2-shot foul, he's like, you's a bitch ass nigga. You's a bitch ass nigga. Hey, you's a bitch ass nigga. You. Hey, you. I'm talking to you. Yeah, you. You's a bitch ass nigga.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Was it a white guy?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
I don't think so.
If my memory serves correctly, I think it is a white guy, and
don't
he's
know.
just like shrinking. Just
Whoever it is a fucking bitch ass nigga. 'Cause why didn't you just take him up? I'm taking him up. all
Yeah,
the way.
exactly.
I'm
Yep.
like, boop, boop. You out of here, brother. You're out of here. Like,
Yeah.
fuck out of here, you.
Am I allowed to give LeBron James his technical? Can we throw LeBron
yeah,
James
why
out?
are you not using
Am I
this
gonna get in trouble for
opportunity
that?
to be using the only authority that you have on the court? And so my whole thing is to bring that up is that's the reason you're seeing is you saw all this angst during the regular season between the players and the referees
Yeah.
because the referees are tired of being called bitch ass niggas. There's a line in Harlem Nights. I don't know if y'all ever seen Harlem Nights.
I have. Yeah, it's great.
But Red Fox has a great line in there where he's calling bad craps games numbers, and he's terrible because his eyes don't work very well. And the dude says, "Call the goddamn dice right, motherfucker." And Red Fox's character responds, "I ain't gonna be too many of those motherfuckers, motherfucker." And basically the referees are tired of being called motherfucker. And they have said, "I ain't gonna be too many more of those motherfuckers, motherfucker." And they've been taking motherfucker for the last 10, 12 years. They didn't used to deal with that with Jordan and them. Jordan and them used to talk to referees. Like, Kobe and them used to talk to referees.
Try and get on their side.
They would have conversations. You might be yelling at somebody, but like Rasheed Wallace, if you go back and look at what Rasheed Wallace was doing, he looks like a choir boy next to these guys today. They are out there just demonstratively yelling at the referees and cussing them
Even
out.
the bad players. Today.
Yeah.
But even the players who's not even like Russell Westbrook goes off on the referees. Now sometimes he's right.
I was gonna say,
most of the time he's right. But how do you think that you're gonna get them on your side by talking that shit
that's
to them?
the thing. Yeah. What do you like? Use your head. These guys aren't gonna like start giving you the calls after you just fucking like curse them out and call them names.
I think it has a lot to do with social media and how they are. Some of these replays, it's so egregiously the player's fault, but I feel like they have to act a certain way because of social media, honestly, and they don't want to be called a bitch in the public eye.
Yep.
Yeah.
That
makes sense,
and we
but-
are sorry for using the word bitch so many times in this podcast, but sometimes you have to use adjectives to describe things.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's break down this Cavs-Boston series and what's going on. So we got game one, where Boston blew the Cavs out of the water at home. So James, you got some stuff.
I played high school basketball, and I was on a very bad team. Shit, if I was on the team, we were bad. And, in practice, we would go through the plays, and we would go at whatever, 50% speed. Like, oh, yeah, and you go here, and I'll hit the shot and hit you for the layup or whatever. And then we got into actual games, and we're like, holy shit, they're defending us. How do we get open? That's how I feel the Cavs are playing against the Celtics. They are passing to LeBron or whoever when a defender is clearly in the way, because I feel like, well, this is the play, so I have to pass to LeBron, and it's the easiest steal. Okay, last game, game 2, Marcus Smart had 4 steals. Al Horford 2 steals. Tatum and Brown had 1 steal each, and they were the easiest steals, and they turned into the fastest fast breaks ever.
Yeah.
The Cavs suck. Okay, they are.
Do you know how many steals the Cavs had?
How many?
2.
That's I believe it. The Celtics are just quicker, stronger, faster. They're just outclassing 2 through 10.
Well,
you got LeBron and a bunch of scrubs.
And they're playing as a team too.
Mm-hmm.
They're not relying on one guy to do it all. Like they're able to move the ball around and have multiple guys score points and make defensive plays and guard and switch on LeBron. They're communicating out there. All the switching that's going on like the Cavs pick and rolls is just unbelievable. It's great because they'll switch and Scary Terry will be on LeBron James for a second, but by the time they get that ball down there, they're switched back and someone else is on him. And you got Morris down there. You got Horford down there. You got Marcus Smart playing defense out of his mind right now. And that's what's going to beat the Cavs, Like, LeBron's going to get his triple-double. He got his triple-double.
An amazing triple-double.
But you know what? They're not winning games. They can't beat Boston by LeBron getting triple-doubles.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Celtics are a very smart basketball team who, when they're not getting their shots, I'm talking about each individual player, when they're not getting their shots, they don't care about that.
Right.
They're worried about the continuity of the offense and getting their shot where they're supposed to be getting their shot. To your point, James, about the Cavaliers, is when they pass it to LeBron, they're passing to LeBron because that is the play, just like you said. But this is what happens, to your point about you being on a bad team. I'm imagining you guys didn't have one really outstandingly good player. And see, that's what happens with, I witnessed a lot of teams that had one really outstandingly good player.
Yeah, our center was the best
But then had a whole bunch of average dudes around him. And when you have those kinds of situations, that's why those teams don't win championships, is because in panic mode, in crisis mode, when their shot's not going down, they look to superstar.
Yeah.
And superstar can't get it done every single time. But that wasn't their only problem. Their number one problem is that J.R. Smith
Oh my God.
is somewhere, I don't know where he is, but he's not playing basketball.
Yuck.
Like,
he's the biggest yuck I've ever seen.
He has
ever.
disappeared. Somebody, he might as well have done like Derrick Rose did and like disappeared,
This is
not
the
call
thing.
nobody.
All year he's not been there either. Like
Right.
you would think that he would show up for the playoffs games, and I think he showed up for one game
Also-
against Toronto, maybe.
Also,
that's it.
I'm so hood, Rodney Hood. Where has he
Sucks.
been?
Crybaby Hood,
Where has he
Yep.
been?
nowhere.
Like, seriously, Rodney Hood is supposed to be like, that was like one of the number one things we were talking about when they got the trade.
Yeah.
That was supposed to be a big deal for them.
Yeah.
Where's Jordan Clarkson?
Nowhere. These guys are
Where
not.
are these guys who got all that
non-existent, man.
confidence against that terrible
Larry Nance
purple
isn't even
dinosaur
playing.
team?
Jeff Green is getting crazy amounts of minutes. He had 5 turnovers last game.
Larry Nance played like 2 minutes last
They're
game.
not even using these guys. They're not using them.
That's because they're bad.
Exactly. Yeah, that's a problem.
To your point about J.R. Smith, game 1, 2 for 9. Game 2, 0 for 7.
0 for 7.
I feel like
He had more
he's either
technicals than
yeah.
You have more technicals than
That's
points.
the joke in sports
Yeah,
radio
yeah,
right now.
everyone's saying that.
I feel like
But
he's either high or needs glasses, because when he shoots, it looks like a chuck. But it looks like how he always shoots it.
Right, yeah.
But he's just like, it misses so horribly.
You know what it is? He is old and doesn't have the lift. Go back and look at his Denver days. Go back and look at his Knicks days. J.R. Smith has always had lift. That's what made him amazing to us in the first place. Coming off the bench, dunking on everybody.
He was a slam dunk participant.
Going
He's a
over
slasher, man.
everybody. But the reason his 3-point shot has always been amazing from all kinds of crazy different angles.
Yeah.
People don't talk about this. He gets amazing lift off of his shot.
True.
He doesn't get that lift anymore.
Yeah.
And most of the guys are around his height, and when it's a contested shot or even a wide open shot, he's most of the time coming up tired.
He looks tired. They all look tired.
They all look tired, but that's what I'm saying. They're working so hard on defense. And, you know, I heard somebody say this on TV the other day, but it was absolutely right. He can only do one of the two. He can either be lockdown defender or he can score. He cannot do both. And what he's going out there and trying to do right now,
He ain't doing either.
right?
He's getting
Exactly.
cooked up
He
by.
can't do both. He can't try to do both. He has to do one or the other. And his shot isn't hitting. And if his shot isn't hitting early, he needs to just switch to being like a Tony Allen type of player.
He just
And
needs to focus on defense.
Defense.
Yeah.
Because Tatum and Brown are cooking him on defense.
Oh, yeah.
I think though that is really what's happening in his psyche. They're cooking him, and he is like, man,
Do you think there's like a?
they are too good. Like in his mind, he's like, I can't. Like every athlete knows it. When somebody goes by you at a certain speed, you just like, oh,
He's faster.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not. I can't do nothing with this.
Yeah.
And so he relegates to pushing Horford in the back on a way to a dunk. I have switched.
I thought he was going to get ejected.
I was-
surprised he didn't.
If that was Lance Stevenson is ejected out of the game.
I was rooting for Cavs. I'm not rooting for the Cavs strictly on that play. And Mark Jackson had a good call on that.
What did
He
Mark
said,
say? I love Mark Jackson.
if that's in the park, it's a brawl and it's game over.
Yep.
And that's facts if you play basketball at the park. If
That happened back in the
underbridge,
day?
yeah, it's a fight and
Rumble in
someone's
the Palace.
someone's getting knocked
That would have
out.
been a fight.
Let me tell you, he said, let me tell you, I'm from New York.
Yeah,
I'm from New York, and in the park, that would have been, we going to have to fight.
That's a pretty good mark.
Mama, there goes that man.
hand down, man down. It was a dirty play, and you could see, and then Marcus Smart goes and gets in his face, and you could see the look in J.R. Smith's face. He's kind of looking away and just shoves Marcus Smart away, but it wasn't a shove to Marcus Smart. It was a shove like, fuck, I suck in this series. Like, maybe I should try to get kicked out because I'm not having it.
It was a frustration, like,
Yeah.
because he knows that he's outmanned.
That shove was, young boy, you better back the fuck up. You ain't finna do nothing. And if you come over here trying to, because he was like, you ain't finna come make a name over here on J.R. Smith. That's not what you fixing to do. J.R. Smith was worried about J.R. Smith. That's what I'm talking about. And to y'all's point, the Celtics are worried about the Celtics.
The Celtics, exactly.
There's no player on that team.
LeBron's worried about
themselves.
LeBron.
Right.
LeBron wants to get his.
Kyrie doesn't look as bad as he did now for not wanting to be with LeBron, does he?
Not at all.
Everybody's looking very upset. Everybody's looking at each other sideways on the Cavs.
Why would Kyrie want to leave?
Well,
that's why. He went to a better team.
When J.R. Smith did that shove to Horford, all 4 other guys turned and rolled their neck and eyes like they were like their necks were made out of Play-Doh.
Kevin Love, when Kevin Love jumped to break up, he was pissed at J.R. Smith. He was like, Marcus, I'm sorry, man.
Tristan
Thompson was just like,
yeah. And he actually saved Marcus Smart from getting.
He pushed Smart away
because
he was pulling back.
He was about to throw one of them things.
He was about to knock J.R. Smith out.
But speaking of getting pushed, what y'all think about Draymond Green setting the tone in Game 1?
Oh my God!
Oh, right off the bat, pushing Harden in the face,
pushing Harden in the throat
for no reason.
There was no reason to do that.
Seriously, no reason.
Oh, you know what the reason was?
Getting in his head.
He was going to collapse right after that. It was going to be after that. Harden had that look in his eyes and it's not saying that he's going to have a bad game, but it's a panic that makes him make bad decisions. And he can shoot all throughout the game, which, we're watching this game right now. They're doing well because they're passing the ball. But last game, he got psyched out, and he was trying to just be James Harden.
They ran 44 ISO plays or something?
42.
Something like that? 42?
Most in 5 years by any NBA team.
That's insane.
Yeah, but I feel like that's their offense.
It's not.
Not that much.
Really?
Their offense is usually in the 20s.
What we're seeing from Game 2 is their offense. What they did in Game 2 is their offense. It's moving the ball, swinging it to the different man.
Yeah.
Everybody getting a touch in a possession. ISO is what they do when the play breaks down, which is similar to what Golden State does, really. I mean, funny. This is basically D'Antoni's offense that everybody's running now. This Golden State. And,
just doing it better.
And the Celtics.
Or Golden State, at least.
Everybody's trying to run it.
Yeah.
And the Pelicans were running it. That's why they were able to actually keep some of them games kind of close and win one game. People would have never said that the Pelicans would win a game against the Golden State Warriors, but they actually did win a game because they run in the exact same offense.
Yeah.
Their coach, what's his name? Alvin Gentry. He was with the Golden State Warriors when they won their first championship.
There you go.
So he knows that offense. He knows what the deal is. He was an assistant there, so
yeah.
I think it's gonna be, like I said, Houston in 6.
Yeah, Houston in 6?
Houston in 6. No, the Golden State in 6. Got it on wax. Golden State in 6. Gonna go down. I would have said Golden State in 5, but NBA got to get that money. Got to get that 6 or 7 game. I wouldn't be surprised if it goes to 7 because
unless Houston wins in 5.
Yeah. Eric, you picked the Rockets to win in 5. Do you have any Game 1 thoughts?
So I was watching mostly of Game 5. I missed a lot of the fourth quarter. From what I saw, Harden and Paul both had great games.
Yep.
The surrounding cast did not.
True.
PJ Tucker literally did nothing. Eric Gordon had a decent game, but when you lose by 13 and you shoot, was it 38% from they shot. They shot 70% from the free throw line, and Golden State shot 88% from the free throw line. So you're losing out on about 7 points there by shooting like that, and with no help, you're going to lose against Golden State. From what I saw, the third and the fourth quarter, they got outplayed by 6 and 7 points, and that's the game. It's the game. What we're watching now is the Houston that is in my head that matches up well, and if they can hit their shots and get help from the runner-up from the three-point contest, Eric Gordon, and PJ Tucker, who's getting tons of minutes, and they have what's his name is hurt right now.
Mbamute.
Thank you very much.
Defender.
But he's going to be hurt. His shoulder.
He's going to be hurt.
He's going to stay hurt.
Also, Ariza can't get 5 fouls in the third quarter. You can't have that. If they can avoid those things, they can at least make this a series. Because the regular season, I saw them beat Golden State at home, full strength. Both teams were full strength. And I don't know if Golden State fans say, well, Golden State wasn't trying in those games. It's regular season. No, these guys don't not try during the regular season.
Whoever's playing is going to try to win.
Exactly.
Oh no, yeah, there's certain games where they don't take it as serious. They take plays off.
Golden State Warriors versus Houston.
If you're talking about the regular season,
in the regular season, towards the end of the year, when they're trying to fucking make a point, Golden State's trying because that was a good game. It was a good game. No one was sitting out in the fourth quarter.
Steve Kerr said all season basically that his biggest problem all season has been trying to get these guys motivated to play because they don't take every game serious.
No, I get it.
Because
that game they took serious.
If you've been to the finals as many times as they have, and this is in his words, you get bored because you have this in your head like, we
just
gonna
need
be
to make
there.
the playoffs.
We're gonna be there because we're better than everybody. We're just that much better than everybody. And why do I believe Steve Kerr when he says that?
Because he won a championship.
He was on 3 championship teams
with the Bulls.
He was on 6, I think.
And with the
5.
Spurs.
2 with the Spurs.
Right.
Yeah.
5. Right. And so he knows.
No, he gets it.
You get bored.
Right.
He's talking about from personal experience. You get
Listen,
bored.
there's games when they played like Sacramento and stuff like that, and I'm sure that they checked out. When you're playing guys that talk shit to you and guys that are claiming they're better than you, and you're at home, you're trying to win that game. And Golden State lost that game.
Or at least the players who are playing.
Exactly.
I think the
and when your
reason that-
superstars are there, you don't see anyone sitting out. You don't see anyone not playing defense. And this was a great game. And Houston beating Golden State at home, full strength, both teams full strength, they beat them. And that's when I said Houston can possibly, the only team in the West, in my opinion, that has a chance to beat Golden State is Houston. And that's why I'm rolling with Houston, because I think they can actually do it. I think they can actually beat Golden State.
And you're also forgetting that Golden State, even that with all those guys on the floor, were not healthy. I mean, they've been beat up all year. Iguodala with back pains.
Curry had an injury.
Curry's had injuries.
Right, which even makes them more
Green
vulnerable to be beat. That they're not
but
healthy.
now they actually are healthy. Now they actually are real life healthy. Green isn't dealing with the groin anymore. He was also dealing with a knee early on in the season and a hip.
Yeah.
He's healthy.
Yeah.
Kevin Durant's healthy. He was dealing with that rib. I told you it's going to take way more than 2 weeks for somebody to heal from a broke rib. Yeah. Now he's dominating.
Yeah. That's fine.
I mean,
the Pelicans beat them. They got one game out of that.
Game.
And Houston, to me, is way better than the Pelicans.
And I think that's why I picked Golden State to win in 6 and not 4.
You're giving Houston 2.
I'm giving them 2.
Yeah.
Because I think they can win 1 in Golden State.
Yeah.
And then lose the next one.
If they win 1 in Golden State and bring it back to Houston, that's what they.
Then it's a new series.
It's a whole new series.
But I don't think it is because they just the game 1. See, that's why game 1 was important.
They didn't get blown out though. They didn't get blown out. Houston played a bad basketball game.
Klay
Thompson
their
is not
star
gonna
scored 40 points and they lost. And that's why
the whole team played a bad basketball.
But that was the whole point for the Golden State to come out and prove we can win on your floor even though your star played really well.
I mean, we'll see what happens in game 2 if Houston can beat Golden State. And then we can level it.
It's looking good so far.
They're beating them right now. It's going to happen.
I have a few notes from game 1. First of all, I'm very happy that Harden did what he did, actually. This is a guy that Bill and I bet on shrinking in big moments, and he went out swinging in game 1. And not even just on offense. He was diving for loose balls. And he, in the fourth quarter, went toe-to-toe with Kevin Durant. He was guarding him and forced some missed shots. And then he went right back at...
James Harden?
Yeah. He went right back at Kevin Durant and nailed some three-pointer right in his face. Chris Paul also had a great game. But, Eric, like you said, the rest of the team didn't show up. It looks like they're showing up
But
again,
the point is he played into their entire hands. He played into their hands. They want him to just shoot like crazy. Which is why in game two, what did you... Dan Tony talked all that shit all week. I mean, all yesterday and said Monday and Tuesday. Monday night, Tuesday morning, said, oh, we're not going to change nothing. We're going to do what we're going to do. We're going to do everything we want to do. We're going to do it. We're going to do the same thing.
What did the subtitles say?
But then the subtitle, I know what he said because of the subtitles.
Oh,
yes.
okay.
And the subtitle said that he was actually speaking English, but he said, we're going to continue to be the same team we've been. We didn't do anything wrong on offense. We just got to be better. We got to be the best, us. And I'm like, no, y'all got to do something different. And they did. They came out and they passed the ball more.
Yeah.
He's just full of shit because they cannot dominate the ball on one side at any point in time in this game, in this series, if they expect to compete, because this team, Golden State Warriors, is built to destroy any ISO team that exists. Yeah. It's built to destroy the biggest ISO team in the history of the NBA, LeBron James. That's what it's built to do.
Houston needs to bring their top defense that they've had all year and continue to play defense against the Warriors to stay in these games if they're down.
I just want to give a shout out to defense, by the way.
Defense. It's all about defense. Boston, defense.
Right.
Houston, the Warriors, defense.
And it's a scheme.
And this is why the Cavs could possibly get swept.
You got to breathe it.
Although I do think the Cavs are going to win Game 3.
It's true, and I do think defense wins championships, which is why I picked the Warriors to win this series, I believe in 6, because I don't think there's any way you can defend Kevin Durant. I don't think there's anyone on the Rockets that can defend Kevin Durant enough to win 4 times.
It's hard, yeah. It's gonna be a feat. If Houston could somehow pull it off, it's insane.
They have Harden and Trevor Ariza on him, and I think they had Nene Hilario on him. It's so easy. He's so tall and has the biggest wingspan. He just shoots right over him, and he's one of the greatest scorers of all time.
What did I say I was going to do if the Rockets won? What did I say?
You were going to do something?
You were going to quit this podcast and give me $1 million.
Well, then yes, that's what I'll do. That's exactly what I'll do, because if somehow I have enough money to do both of those things,
what are you going to do?
I'm definitely going to do that. I'm going to definitely quit this podcast, give you $1 million, and start another podcast.
Well, no, you can't quit the podcast, because that means because I chose the Rockets, and then I'm going to talk. I would love to gloat if the Rockets on the podcast.
I'm just going to quit the podcast, give James $1 million, and start another podcast and call it Eric is Right all the time.
Hey, can I be on it?
Yeah, you can be on it. Eric had a dream.
Eric had a
podcast.
Dream. That little fucking weirdo.
Back to the Future. I'm gonna call him Marty from now on. If fucking
I do get Marty sometimes.
If
my old volleyball coach called me Marty.
We're going down.
McFly?
Just Marty. I think he thought my last name was Marty.
We're calling him. We're going all the way McFly with it. If you fucking predict the fucking Rockets winning, I swear to fucking Christ.
I mean,
I'll come up with a better if they win.
I'm in the discussion
later.
At least.
I will come up with one better than that.
Do I have enough time to make another point?
Yeah.
Just something I noticed. Steph Curry, bad one-on-one defender, but
he's hurt. I mean, he's coming off a knee sprain.
You just said they're all healthy.
No, I mean, he's coming off of a knee sprain, so cutting back and forth is absolutely out of the question.
By the way, Klay Thompson following up his great game today is 3 for 11.
Oh,
this is the Klay Thompson that had. This is what happens.
Yeah, but they're defending him. He's not getting wide open shots.
And the Rockets are playing the defense that they're capable of.
But yeah, just another point. He's a bad one-on-one defender, but he's great at jumping passing lanes, and also he has 4 world-class defenders behind him in Andre Iguodala, Draymond Green, Klay Thompson, and Kevin Durant.
This is true.
And my theory is that's why he recruited hard for Kevin Durant, because he knew that a team of, well, pretty much this Warriors team without Kevin Durant, I think he predicted, rightfully so, that all the teams would make great moves. The Houston Rockets got Chris Paul, and that he needed to make a preemptive move to get a great player. And he knew that, one championship where he didn't win the Finals MVP wasn't going to be enough to solidify his status as one of the greats of all time. That's my theory. That's all.
I mean, those are great.
I mean, of course.
Hey, I'm a Rocky fan. I'm all about that Rocky story.
I don't think that he looks at himself as the greatest of all time ever.
But he can at least go down in history as part of the.
He just wants to win championships,
Yeah.
And
he's going to be a huge part of one of the greatest teams of all time.
Well, he doesn't have to look at it like. You're forgetting he won one already. He had already won one, so
he didn't win Finals MVP.
Didn't have to. He had already won one. He already won MVP.
True.
And then he won MVP unanimously again.
True.
So it was just.
It's a dumb award, anyways. Who cares?
No, it's not a dumb award. It's an
Andre
award.
Iguodala got it. Come on.
The Finals MVP.
Finals MVP.
Finals MVP.
True.
It's not a dumb award. You give it to who? You give it to somebody.
They always think about giving it to the losing team guy sometimes, and that's I don't agree with that. I think that's ridiculous.
Andre Iguodala won that, I believe, 6-5.
It doesn't happen.
6-5 against LeBron James. So one vote swung that Finals MVP from Andre Iguodala to from LeBron James to Andre Iguodala.
Yeah.
Well, my whole thing is, y'all already know I don't give a shit about that. My whole thing is Curry doesn't have anything to prove. Kevin had everything to prove.
Definitely.
So he's not worried about his legacy. I mean, his personal legacy. He's worried about his team, his future with that team. Because, like you said, everybody's going to get better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And he was seeing it because he just lost in the finals.
Yep.
Yeah.
And he was coming off an injury then as well. But that's just what happens when you have to work as hard as he has to work to get his shot. People never point that out. The shots he gets, you would say, are bad shots if anybody else took them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's gonna work, man.
He worked really hard to get some really bad shots, but they go down.
They had to change the way NBA 2K video games worked because he was taking the bad shots in the video game and making them.
Oh, really?
Yep. They were like,
in the video game, they would consider that to be a bad shot.
And just 99% miss.
But at first he was missing all of them. Like his character in the game was missing all of them. So they had to change it because he was like, no, it was like, this is not how it is in real life. He's hitting all of them.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man.
Wow. Any other points?
Also, if you just hang back on Steph Curry in the game, his shot is very easy to block. You just hang back on him and pow! Y button. Or triangle.
Oh, in the video game.
I said in the video game.
Okay.
Yeah, in the video game.
I thought even in real life. I was like, wow. Huh,
In the video game, just hang back a little bit. Be patient.
Yeah.
Pow! Y button.
All right. I think we're running out of time here.
Are we overtime?
I mean, we're good.
Okay.
I'm going to end
do you
it
have
in a
something else?
second.
Just a quick, I can make 2 points on the NBA draft.
Oh, quickly talk about the NBA draft. Yeah.
Basically,
Shout out to the Suns. They're going to be the number 1 pick in the draft. Shout out to the Suns. They also have the number 16, I think. So.
The most boring thing to watch ever live. The draft is just terrible to watch.
I don't watch a lot of college ball, but I just have a 2 quick points. So the Suns got the first pick, the Kings got the second pick, and based on everything that I read and hear, it's going to come down to the Euro star Luka Doncic or DeAndre Ayton.
Yeah.
If the Kings draft DeAndre Ayton, I feel like it's just going to be DeMarcus Cousins 0.2, except with a little bit better of a 3-point shot. DeAndre Ayton shot 34% 3-point in college. So the Kings...
That means he should not do that in the NBA.
I was going to say, in college he's shooting 30%.
It's better than what DeMarcus Cousins was shooting in his first couple of years, which was 0% to 25%.
You're shooting
But
0%.
DeMarcus didn't come in the NBA trying to shoot three a whole bunch.
That's what I'm
though.
saying.
Right.
The game evolved, and
Right.
now
he could evolve a game. Yeah, his game can evolve in the NBA.
and the
Embiid
entire
wasn't
NBA,
shooting a three when he came in either.
True.
He was
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
the
yeah,
entire
yeah.
NBA evolves as well.
Right.
So I feel like they're still going to be bad as a team with DeAndre Ayton, as they were bad with DeMarcus Cousins as their only player. And the Celtics have the Kings pick or the 76ers pick, whichever one is worse, in the 2019 draft. So this stacked Celtics team has even more assets.
That's crazy.
That we have to watch out for.
Oh yeah, the
Boston
Celtics are going to
sports.
be the team for the next 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
They
yeah,
are
they're
competing
dominant.
directly with the Golden State Warriors
And the Indiana
they're-
Pacers.
Yeah. Yeah.
Come on. Give me that.
Yeah, and the Detroit Pistons.
Get out of here. I feel like the Celtics have pretty much their bench five is another team's starting five.
Yeah.
Right. Well, these guys are supposed to be the bench five. Like the guys who are playing now are supposed to be on the bench.
Is that what I was saying last
the
podcast?
Celtics. Yep.
I was saying that.
Yeah.
I thought you guys were
But
arguing
let's
with
not-
me.
I
wasn't.
let's not bullshit though. These guys are all first rounders.
Yeah,
Terry
this-
Rozier,
you
number
can't take any
12,
talent.
number-
Yeah, they're all
number
very,
12,
very talented.
Number
very
13,
talented.
something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
First round lottery.
If the
lottery
Celtics
guy.
can keep this core together, they're in for something really, really good.
Marcus Morris, lottery guy. All these guys are either lottery guys or first round, like top 5 first round picks. They got 3.
Didn't they trade
First-
for Morris? Wasn't he on the Suns, right?
I'm not saying they drafted them. I'm saying
oh.
all their guys on the floor are in the first round.
Yeah.
They got 3
That teams gave up on basically.
They got 3 top 3 draft picks.
Yeah. They're actually playing the way they should be playing. Yeah.
It's amazing.
And one last thing with this NBA lottery, the Lakers Steve Nash trade is finally officialized. So basically, the Suns traded to the Lakers Steve Nash. The Lakers traded a guy named Nemanja Nedovic, who's only played 22 games back in 2013. Alex Oriaki, who played 0 games. A 2014 pick, Johnny O'Brien, who's currently a bench player for Charlotte, and the 2018 10th pick.
Holy
So
shit.
whoever that is, I feel like that's a good deal by the Lakers in an attempt to get Kobe one last ring.
Wow.
That's all I'm going to say about that.
That's crazy.
It's a terrible deal for
Everybody involved.
Everybody
Everyone
involved.
involved.
It
But at
was a-
least Steve Nash played and
at least-
contributed.
And it was an attempt.
It was an attempt.
They tried to get. They had Dwight Howard, Ron Artest.
They
and-
got rid of a bunch of shit.
All you just
And
told
Pau Gasol.
me and Suns fans is that they have absolutely no chance of improving their team in the draft.
Let me tell
They
you
have
what.
no record of making good decisions
Well-
in the last
well, let me tell you one thing.
12 years is what you just...
Let me tell you,
Devin Booker's pretty good.
They don't even have that 10th pick. They traded it to the 76ers and got in a 3-way deal and got Brandon Knight.
Right.
Ooh.
So they
They
better
have the
nail this number 1
16th
pick.
They have the 16th pick. or
And the
something
number
like
1?
that. And the number 1.
They better nail both of them
I don't
because
like either of the guys. Just looking at them. I don't like
They're
either
really
of these
bad,
guys.
man. They're really bad. They got Tyson Chandler on a max deal.
Man, no, he's about
And
to
he has
quit
like
and focus on his
1 year
podcast, which
or
is really
2
good.
years left or something left on that
Oh no,
contract.
that's Shannon Fry. Oh no, Tyson. No, it's Shannon Fry. I'm
Yeah, no,
thinking of.
Tyson Chandler is
They're
gonna
basically
stay
the
and
same
get
guys.
that check. He's in that Vince Carter group players. Was like, y'all paying players to do what? All right, yeah, I'm
Richard
coming back
Jefferson
for that.
too.
Yeah, Richard
Richard
Jefferson
Jefferson.
sitting at the jump in ESPN.
Yeah, he
right
sure
now.
is. He sure
Well,
is.
he's on the Nuggets right now.
Hey, he hadn't retired yet. He ain't signed his retirement papers yet.
That's all I had to say about the draft though.
Also, one player. Shout out to Jalen Rose has not signed his retirement papers yet.
Really?
Jalen Rose
Refuses to
hasn't
sign
signed that
his
shit?
retirement papers and officially retire from the NBA because he just likes having the ability to say that he's not officially retired. From
Well,
the
he's
NBA.
crushing it as a analyst. I really like his work.
He's amazing.
He was great on my Pacers. He went to the finals.
Yeah,
for the
yeah,
Pacers.
yeah.
We don't usually give out shout outs, but
Jalen.
Rose.
He's the man.
For everyone listening, real quick, this is a little fun game. If you're sitting around drinking while listening to us and not in your car driving home, drink every time we say the word fuck.
Did we say it fuck a lot?
I think we say fuck a lot.
Damn.
I guess that's a shout
this
out
episode,
to
episode
Lucy
16.
Fletcher, who brought it to my attention.
Who?
And, my girlfriend, Lucy Fletcher.
Oh, shoot, okay.
She was like, there should be a drinking game that every time you guys say fuck, you drink. And I was like, oh my God.
Well,
it's a great idea to make this real fun for
also,
everyone.
every time we say bitch in episode
16.
you should say, you should drink. You should kiss your girlfriend on the face.
But we appreciate everyone listening to
Everyone
this.
listening, we appreciate it. Episode 16, if you're still around, thank you for the support.
Every time we finish with like somber like that, it feels like we're never gonna do it again.
It's this wine, man.
It's the wine. The wine is making us soft like the NBA. We love you all. Thank you for listening.
Yeah. Bitches.
Yeah, fucking bitches.
JL15 started yesterday. For us as Americans, too busy being entertained by the sports and movies and the scandals. Now they even care. All this is a